What's up everyone? Welcome to another episode with Broke Girls Art School. In today's episode I will be showing another time-lapse tutorial on how I created this painting. See it up close. I did this with watercolor and liquid acrylic, and it's based off this photo. I've been like super obsessed with Chelsea Wolfe's music lately, so I was like, I'm gonna paint a picture of her. And I'm super happy with how it turned out. So yeah, drop a comment, let me know what you guys thought about this video. I will tag all the supplies that I use in Amazon links below. And if you want me to continue making videos and stuff, please like and subscribe. And yeah, let's get started. So I got my stencil on there using the same method that I do for my wood burns. So if you guys are curious how I transfer stencils, I will tag a link to a more in-depth video below. So yeah, I applied the stencil and then I traced over everything again with a regular pencil, and I added in some thorns and stuff in the background. And then first with my paintings, I always like to do a black and gray layer. I ended up keeping a bit of this black and gray. I really just did splashes of colors like in the eyes and lips and the background in the end, because I wanted it to keep that kind of like eerie feel. This was definitely a difficult painting with all the morphed features and all the crazy stuff going on in the face. So I set up my blacks when I paint pretty similar to how I do when I tattoo, as in like I have different drip systems pretty much. Like one of the blacks off to the left is just the solid ink, and then they get more and more diluted. I do probably 4 different black washes, or gray washes rather. And usually when I paint, I'll go over the area with just like water first, and then I'll go back in and put my pigment on top of that, because I feel like when you put water down first, it makes it much easier to spread the watercolor and it doesn't dry as quickly. And the watercolor is very similar to the acrylic ink. I just feel like acrylic ink stays wet for a little bit longer. But I find that black watercolor and black acrylic ink are, yeah, very similar. So yeah, here just trying to get most of the blacks out of the way. And I'm constantly dipping in my water and spreading things around to get smooth transitions. But be careful not to apply too much water, because then the paper will start to warp. And you also want to make sure that you're not working the paper too much, because it'll start to kind of tear up and you won't be able to smooth things out evenly. It definitely helps to invest in good paper. If you're going to be spending hours and hours on a painting, that's definitely something I recommend spending money on, because it will make a big difference in your end result. I am using Arch's cold press. Like I said, I'll tag links in the description below for all my supplies. And if you don't want to order online, then you could also find this stuff at like Hobby Lobby and Michael's. But you can't beat the 2-day Amazon shipping, right? For lazy people like me. So I wanted to make the thorns kind of be simple but also stick out, so I decided to go with just different tones of gold in them. I really like the FW acrylic ink, the gold. It has a very, very nice shine to it. Yeah, I'm not sure which I would pick between watercolor and liquid acrylic. I'm starting to lean more towards liquid acrylic, I think, just because I like that it stays wet a little bit longer and it's a little bit thicker. So if you're trying to do more solid, bold things, I would recommend the acrylic ink over the watercolor. But I also really love the Dr. P.H. Martin's, I believe it is. He has a really nice watercolor set too. And then I just wanted to throw like one other solid color in there, just to really have that separation from the top and the bottom, since the bottom's pretty much solid black. I wanted those reflections to be coming down as well, and I made the eyes the same color as the background because I wanted to keep a super limited palette. The only other color I did was that like blush pink on the lips. And then I have a special little trick that I like to do for background stuff sometimes with watercolor. Actually what you do is you go down with kind of like a medium wet brush and then sprinkle salt on top, and it kind of absorbs some of the ink and gives you like a speckled snowflake effect. Yeah, guys, I'm super excited with this final result. I was really happy with how like the thorns turned out and kind of being able to interweave them with the drips coming from the face. And yeah, drop a comment, let me know what you guys thought, and let me know if these techniques help you out at all. And I'd love to see some of your paintings too. See ya!